So we're counting down now. We are counting down now. In 2 minutes, we will go right up. You are all welcome. You are all welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone. I will share the live stream link shortly. And in a minute, we are counting down now. In 2 minutes, we will go right up. You are all welcome. You are all welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone. I will share the live stream link shortly. All right. And in a minute, down now. In 2 minutes, we will go right up. You are all welcome. You are all welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone. I will share the live stream link shortly. All right. Okay. Yeah. Welcome. My Tutor General is here. You're welcome, sir. My director, you're here. Welcome, ma'am. Please, you can unmute and unmute and share your video as we start the space science in education training. Okay. Welcome. My Tutor General is here. We are glad, super delighted to have you join us. You are here. Welcome, ma'am. Please, you can unmute and share your video as we start the space science education training. Okay. Please unmute, sir. My Tutor General is here. We are glad, super delighted to have you join us. You are here. Welcome, ma'am. Please, we are glad to have you. Welcome everyone to the Space Science in Education training for Lagos State teachers. It is an absolute honor to have our Tutor General, Permanent Secretary of Education District 4 and our director.
Yeah.
We are glad to have you.
Hello.
Join.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We need you to start your video so that we can see your face,
Okay.
sir. It's an absolute honor to have our Sister General Permanent Secretary of Exhortation District.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
How are you this morning?
I'm fine. I am glad to have you. So delighted to have you. Good morning. Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Can you hear me? Yes, we can. Sir, did you need to?
It seems the something is reverberating. Is it? Okay. Can I come up now?
Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning. And good morning, the whole house.
Good morning. They are watching you live on YouTube. So you are welcome, sir. We would take a moment to recite the national anthem.
Okay.
And then we take the national anthem. Shall we go? 1, 2, go. Nigeria,
we hail thee. Our own native land. No tribe at all may be far. In brotherhood we stand.
Nigeria's own are proud to serve.
Yes, good morning.
Our sovereign motherland. Yeah, watching you live on YouTube. So you are welcome, sir. We will take a moment to recite the national anthem.
Okay.
So we take the national anthem. Okay, sir. So the Tutor General is going to give us the All right, sir. We thank you for taking time off your busy schedule to join us at the Space Science in Education training. Can you hear me, sir? Please confirm that you can hear me, sir.
Very well. Very, very well.
Awesome. So, distinguished teachers from the Lagos State Education District 4, they are on YouTube live stream now watching you. We want to listen to your keynote speech. You can go on, sir. Sir, can you hear me? Sir, can you hear me?
I think he has a network glitch from his side. I can hear you.
Okay, sir. So we are waiting for you to deliver your keynote speech. Sometimes the network can be pretty. Sir, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, but there was a slight interruption. But can I come up now with the keynote speech?
Yes,
All
sir.
right. All right. It is a singular honor and pleasure for me to give this keynote speech this morning at the science-based education training organized for District 3 teachers, District 4 teachers, I beg your pardon, in Lagos State by Oluwabanke Adeusi. This day, 30th, although it's going to be between 30th and 31st of October 2024. So let me go into it. Distinguished teachers, esteemed colleagues, and honored guests, it is a privilege to address you today. And as we come together to this crucial and timely training on integrating space science into our classrooms, space is not just the final frontier, it is an extraordinary window into endless possibilities. And for us as educators, it represents an opportunity to inspire, equip, and transform the future of our students. In the next 2 days, as the case may be, we will focus on how we can introduce space science education into large classrooms, enabling our students to explore the fascinating world of space while preparing them for meaningful careers in STEM science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. So what is the urgency of space education in large classrooms? Our classrooms are growing larger day in, day out. With over 3,000 teachers in our district, we are responsible for shaping the minds of thousands, 10,000s of students. Each student represents a potential future engineer, scientist, astronaut, artist, or innovator. The question we must ask ourselves is this: how do we harness the power of space education to prepare these students for a world that is rapidly evolving in the direction of space exploration and technological advancement? Space science offers a unique opportunity to transcend the traditional boundaries of classroom subjects. It allows us to bring together disciplines like physics, biology, chemistry, mathematics, and even the arts. Space science is interdisciplinary by nature. That is, it cuts across discipline. When we teach our students through the lens of space exploration, we are not only teaching them about planets, stars, and galaxies, but we are also equipping them with critical thinking skills, creativity, problem-solving abilities that can be applied to a range of future careers. But why is space education particularly important in large classrooms? That's the question we must ask ourselves. It is because of its universal appeal. The wonder of space transcends socio-economic, cultural, and geographical boundaries. Whether you have 30 students or 300, the awe-inspiring nature of the cosmos speaks to all the learners. Large classrooms are often a challenge in terms of individualized attention, but space education has the power to engage all students, sparking curiosity in every corner of the room. So, how do we prepare students for STEM careers? That is, preparing the students for STEM careers. The future belongs to those who can think creatively and solve complex problems. Many of the jobs our students will hold in 10 or 20 years do not exist yet. However, we know one thing for certain: careers in STEM will play a critical role in shaping that future. Our role as educators is to ensure that students are not only exposed to these fields, but are also excited and prepared to pursue them. Space education is one of the effective ways to introduce students to STEM concepts. When students learn about the physics of rocket launches, the chemistry of planetary atmosphere, or the biology of space travel, they are practicing the skills that will serve them in future careers. Space science provides an interdisciplinary approach to learning, which is exactly what the modern workforce in Lagos State and all over disciplines to innovate and to think critically. As educators, we have the power to guide our students towards these fields. And space education is one of the most engaging ways to do so. The global space economy is expected to grow to over $1 trillion by 2040. And the demand for skilled professionals in space-related fields will continue to rise. By integrating space science into our teaching, we are giving our students a competitive edge in these high-growth industries. So let us look in-depthly into the interdisciplinary learning and the power of space science. One of the greatest benefits of teaching space science is its interdisciplinary nature. Whether we are teaching a lesson about gravity, designing a model spacecraft, or stimulating life on Mars, we are naturally incorporating multiple subjects: physics, mathematics, biology, engineering, and even the arts, including
Mr. Tutor General, we can't hear you. Guessing the network fluctuation is responsible for that. But yes, the network fluctuation.
Hello?
Would be hello, sir.
Are we still on?
Yes, we are.
Okay, good.
We were including.
Okay.
Last,
when you have a large number of students, I believe, with diverse interests and learning styles, you need teaching methods that can cater to all of them at once. At once. Space education does exactly that. It encourages collaboration, creativity, and hands-on learning. It allows students to work together on projects, combining their strengths in different areas. And perhaps most importantly, it sparks the imagination. Every student can find something in space science that resonates with them, whether it is the thrill of exploration, the challenge of solving complex problems, or the beauty of the stars. As you engage in the training over the next 2 days, I encourage you to think about how the interdisciplinary approach of space education can be applied to your own classrooms, no matter how large or diverse they may be. Think about the ways you can use space as a lens to teach not only science and technology, but also creativity, collaboration, and critical thinking. Now, the roles of teachers as architects of the future. What are the roles we are meant to play as teachers for us to be able to, ensure that we bring the future closer at this point? We as educators, we are the architects of the future. It is through our lessons, our guidance, and our passion that our students are shaped into leaders, into innovators, and explorers of tomorrow. When we integrate space science into our classrooms, we are not just teaching facts and figures. We are igniting the spark of curiosity that will propel our students to reach for the stars, both literally and metaphorically. Imagine the impact we can make imagine a future where our students from our classrooms go on to design the spacecraft that will take us to the Mars, to engineer sustainable habitats in space, and to discover new ways of protecting our planet. This is the potential of space science education for you. In conclusion, my dear educators, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as Nigeria prepares to send our first space astronaut into space, the integration of space science into our education system is not just about teaching a subject. It is about inspiring a generation. It is about equipping our students with the skills, knowledge, and mindset they need to thrive in a world that is constantly evolving. It is about fostering a sense of wonder and a passion for exploration that will stay with them throughout their lives. So, as you leave this training and return to your classrooms, I urge you to be bold. I urge you to innovate and to let the vastness of space inspire the way you teach. Our students are the future, and by bringing space science into their lives, we are helping them reach for the stars, literally and figuratively. I want to wish you at this juncture a productive and inspiring 2 days of learning, which I know will embrace learning, unlearning, and relearning. May your efforts illuminate the path for the next generation of explorers, scientists, and thinkers who will be inspired to travel beyond our solar system. I want to thank you for your rapt attention. And once again, let me thank Oluwabanke Adenusi for this provision that will long last in my own memory as the Tutor General Permanent Secretary of the Blooming District, Education District 4. Thank you all. God bless you. Have a very beautiful session. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Thank you so much for taking time off your busy schedule to address us, and we appreciate you greatly. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Banke. God bless you. I'll still hang on and listen to some of your discourse while I'll be doing some other things until I will have the courage to leave the office. But let me hang on for a while. Thank you,
sir.
All right.
Please, distinguished noble colleagues on the call, joining us via the live stream, please give our distinguished CG a round of applause. Use the emojis to give him a round of applause on the live stream and say thank you. It's a lot of work to coordinate over 3,000 teachers in the education district. So we appreciate our Tutor General for taking time off his busy schedule to join us and to charge us. We are going to have a great time. Moving on, our director, Miss Oguntono, will be addressing us right about now. You are welcome, ma'am. Please unmute, and we are ready to listen to you, ma'am. Our director, Miss Oguntono, is here. Welcome, ma'am. Please welcome her in the chats. Welcome her on the live stream where you are watching us from. Miss Oguntono, our director, she is going to address us shortly. Ma'am, can you please unmute? Thank you, ma'am. Please turn on your video so that the teachers can see you. You're welcome, ma'am. Distinguished noble colleagues, please make welcome our director, Miss Oguntono.
Hello, can you hear me, please?
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you.
Good morning, everybody. I think we are still in the morning or about to get to the afternoon.
We are in the morning, still in the morning.
Okay, we are still good morning. Okay, good morning,
Yes,
everybody.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. It's wonderful to be part of this wonderful project and training. I appreciate all of you for joining this training program. Mine is a short speech exhortation, and I would just want to say to all teachers involved in this training, I wish you all the best. It's a beginning of a journey towards a wonderful time.
We lost you a bit, ma'am. I guess the network.
But we also have to remind ourselves of something that is very vital. That this power we are going to gain from this training, that we use it to the best of our knowledge, to the best of our ability. And as we teach these children, we impact back this knowledge to these children, I believe all of them will use this opportunity to learn more, unlearn more, move towards another unique opportunity to learn for both STEM and non-STEM teachers, and also for us to know new things. It's an opportunity we have to learn. I think it's learning, it's a journey of learning, something that all of us are learning new things. It's a creative thing. Let us be creative. Let us learn from it. Let us learn what it means. Let us start debunking certain things from this knowledge we are going to get today. And as we venture into this new method and idea, I encourage all of you to embrace the unknown, to encourage yourself to learn so that you can teach the children. Let us cultivate the habit that wherever we are, that we try to learn more and more every day. And as we impart this knowledge to the students, I want to encourage you to ask simple questions. Why? What? So that you can learn from this groundbreaking training exercise. And every lesson they deliver to you, ask questions, entertain your contributions to this journey. And with this, I want to say thank you. And as we journey to a gateway of a lifetime in learning and we inquire, we pray that we all come out very on top of your job as science teachers and non-science teachers learning new things. Thanks for this opportunity and have a wonderful learning process. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. A round of applause for our director for giving us that access under the distinguished and exemplary leadership of our Tutor General, Permanent Secretary. They are our leaders who give young people like you and I the wings to fly. We appreciate you, ma'am, and we don't take you for granted. Thank you so much for taking time off your busy schedule to speak with us this day. You are very welcome, ma'am. So please, distinct noble colleagues, say thank you. Thank you to our mama. We wouldn't have had access to bring this training to you if mama had not been there for us. Thank you so much. Thank you, Tutor General. We moving on now to the first speaker on today's training. So my name is Oluwabanka Adewuse, and I am a Limitless Pace Global Educator Ambassador. I was selected among 10 Nigerians and 10 Brazilians for the Limitless Pace Global Educator Program. And all the things I learned at the training, I took it upon myself to share with as many of my colleagues as I can, because I believe that it is time we don't just prepare our students to pass WAEC and that's it. We need to raise a new generation of students who will be critical thinkers, problem solvers, innovative solution providers. That is a passion for me. And I teach chemistry with the Lagos State Teaching Service Commission. And I are taking it, like I said, the knowledge I gleaned at the Limitless Space program, I am sharing with you to bring you up to date with the latest teaching pedagogies that will make our students become more globally minded. They will be able to own their own space, even globally. And this will lead to our own economic prosperity as a nation as well. We don't just want students to turn out after passing WAEC. What solution do they bring to the table? What values do they bring to the table? How do we do these things? How do we incorporate these methodologies? Initially, the program was supposed to be for STEAM teachers, but I soon quickly realized that it is not about the subject you are teaching. It is just for you to know that these pedagogies can be applied by any teacher if we are raising well-balanced and all-rounded students who will be problem solvers, who will be critical thinkers, who will be solution providers for our economic prosperity as a nation. So we are glad that you, as a teacher, as an educator, you are taking your personal development, you are taking it seriously, and you are committing to learn. And I know that you are going to have a splendid time, and you will definitely not go back remaining the same. On this note, I want to welcome our first speaker, Mr. Olusegun Fashakin. Mr. Olusegun Fashakin is a dear friend and colleague. He's always been there. Every time I'm holding a program, I call him. He doesn't even say no. He's just a fantastic colleague. And Mr. Fashakin, you're welcome. Thank you for taking time to join this training. We appreciate you. Welcome. So you have the floor.
Thank you. Just let them signify if they can hear me loud and clear. I have been following on the YouTube page, and I can see movements. I see people responding so positively to the program. So I say thank you very much for this very rare opportunity. And I'm not taking this for granted. It's a very serious topic that we are going to be dealing with. And I want to appreciate the Tutor General Education District 4, Mr. Olusegun Oshinaike, for this great opportunity that has availed us with. Also, I want to appreciate our director, Mrs. Yemisi Oguntono, for that wonderful insight. It was a serious prep for our teachers. So, Education District 4 teachers, I say good afternoon. Okay, still morning, 2 minutes to the afternoon. So nice to have you around. Thank you very much for welcoming me. All right, so on your chat box, I want you to just quickly, before we prepare ourselves for today's topic, let them just put there and tell me what learning style they have been using that has been giving them results. Let them share with us the learning styles they've been using for their subjects that has been giving results over time. So I want to see on your chat box what learning styles you have been introducing in your classroom that has been bringing results. So while I prepare for this topic, so I want to share my screen now. Do I have the permission to do so?
Let me see. Yes, you can.
All right, thank you. So let me go ahead now. Okay, great. So, okay, thank you. I think I have to share this now. Okay, can you see my screen now? Oh, great.
Okay, just coming up. Share with us learning style.
Okay, great. So the topic we have here is gamifying content for effective space education lesson delivery. And of course, like I have said earlier, I have not been able to see what they have been saying about their learning style. Oh, okay. Yeah. So they have been responding.
Somebody
Some said,
differentiated method.
yes, I saw Rukayat from State Junior Grammar School saying demonstration discussion. Yeah, differentiation method, demonstration method. All right. So let me also ask, okay, somebody said that they improvise for learning. Okay, let me also ask if you have ever heard about gamification. So let me know if you have heard about gamification or game-based learning, gamification or game-based learning. So today we want to look at how much we want to see how we can introduce games or game-based learning to our content so that we can have a very robust space education lesson delivery. So by the time we start doing that, then we will have a pure understanding of what we are here to do. That is, many of these times, especially when we have problems with the attention span of our learners, they find it so hard to learn very quickly because of their attention span. Then we have to introduce gamification so that at the point they get to understand that they can equally use games to drive home their points. So that is why we are trying to make us see that as we embark on a cosmic journey to revolutionize space education, so we want to try as much as possible to explore how gamification or game-based learning can help us change the complex concepts of this particular topic. And then it makes it more interactive for our learners. So let us just look at how we want to do that. All right. So on the screen here, we have the content there. That's why gamification, that is what is gamification all about. That's what we want to treat now. And then it is a game-inspired learning, a game-inspired learning. That is, we apply games that is specifically designed to educate our learners. So it helps to transform the learning into an exciting adventure with them. So when you come to the class and you talk about cosmology, you talk about cosmic materials, they may actually not understand what you are trying to talk about. But by the time you come into the class and you begin to pick up one or two things and give them names, and those names are part of the planet, and then they begin to look at some of those things that they can do with them. These are things they cannot see physically, but you have symbolized them in the classroom. Then you are trying to make them understand that you have inspired the game to make them understand that. And then What is gamification? That is, it also boosts engagement. That is points, you give badges, you give them leaderboards, like you design a game for them where they play, the winner takes a badge, and then we continue. And many of us don't even know or have a pure understanding of some of the games we have been applying in our classrooms that have been working wonders. And one of them is storytelling. You give a narration of what the story is. Now, the tone of how you say the stories will determine how much they have a pure understanding of what you are trying to tell them. Now, imagine you telling them a story that is fascinating, and then you are not looking fascinating. Then, of course, they will not learn. So you have to bring life into how you want to introduce so many of those things to them. So you want to talk about space education, then you have to bring life to it. You can tell stories of those who had gone in the past and how they came back successfully well, and why they went, what are their achievements. If you do this, that will help so much to make the students have a pure understanding of what you are trying to talk about. But we cannot but also talk about some of the challenges you are likely going to face about space education, because if you want to gamify it, there will also be challenges. And part of the challenges is the complex concepts. There are some concepts that are very, very abstract. And there are theories that, of course, you have to relate with them, like quantum mechanics, like relativity. Now, these are things, if care is not taken, you may have to find it very difficult to explain to these learners. But one of the things you have to do is you can get some comic materials that can help in one way or the other to explain these things. If you pick up these comic materials that's like a cartoon kind of, and then probably you tear some pages of those papers and share among the learners where they talk about some of these daunting statements, you can explain to them because they have seen what you are trying to talk about, and then they have a pure knowledge of what they are going to talk about. Now, of course, there are some of these materials that are limited in terms of access to them, which of course, like Nigeria, for example, if you look at it, the risk-based experience they are rare and expensive. So most students can't even visit a space center or launch site. I can imagine when I was looking at some of those pictures when Dr. Banker went to the US and then she took some pictures at those space centers. You would see that some of these pictures will help them when they come back home to share with those students, to make them understand that there is a place called a space outside there. We have the lithosphere, you have the hydrosphere, and then, of course, you have the stratosphere. So in those cadre, you have to explain to make them understand that there is something above where people go, or some people who are specialized to do so can also go. Then part of the challenges you are likely going to face are the dry methods. This is our traditional way by which we teach in the classroom. You just stand, hold a cane like a sage, and then you stand there and start saying, if you don't understand, that's your problem. No. When you talk about space education, they must understand it, and they must understand so purely. So you have to make it very inspiring. So if it is not very inspiring, then you are likely going to face a serious challenge with those learners. They will look at you and say you are just saying what you don't even understand. So a pure understanding of the content in itself will help the learners to have a very good understanding of what you are trying to talk about. So in space education, we have the Space Agency, you have the Kerbal Space Program, and then you have the NASA STEM resources. These three tiers are part of the things you have to really look into very critically if you want to look at the gamification of space education. So if you want to deliver in your classroom, like I've been told to explain, like you gamify it, then you have to look at the space agency. That is, you manage your own space program, launch missions, and then you explore the solar system, like interactively. For example, now if you look at the previous scheme of work for basic science, they talked about the solar system. And then in the solar system, you talk about the planet, and then you begin to mention each of these, and then you now talk about those attachments to the planet. And then you look at all these things and you must explain them. So you have to create a classroom that looks so friendly. Of course, images will always make it more gamified. When you draw images of some of these things, you could print some of them in a colorful way to make them see. And then you make them animated. Yes, an animated form of space education will make pure understanding to all these learners. Why? Because they learn more based on visuals, and then what they watch is very important to them. So you can design, then you build, and then you can make them give an assignment. Yes, give a group work for them to design. Like they could come with some things that are waste, a carton that they are no longer using. Let them create something that looks like a spacecraft. Oh, okay, guys, we are doing this project today. And then they build kind of a thing that looks like something they envisage in their mind. Now, don't criticize when they don't look like what you exactly want them to do. Now, you should probably guide them through so that they have a pure understanding of where you are going to. Now, make a stage after stage of the process and put them into writing. If it's possible, you can even make videos, short videos, take their pictures, let them see how far they've been progressing. So if for this week they had produced something that is not so appealing to you or appealing to what you think they should have built, keep that one. Give them the task again, and then you look at them and show them their progress. It's a very serious way and a beautiful way to make them see how far they have progressed. And then by so doing, you are making them have a pure understanding of how gamification is going on with space education. Now, the key game element for space education, you look at the achievement system. Now, the achievement system is like, okay, for every learner that had done something beautifully well, you let them understand they have achieved something. Each point and badges for completing that space-themed module. Now, you look at the space-themed module, you would probably get a curriculum to be designed towards what you want to let them have an understanding about. Now, for every of those stages that they overcome, you give an achievement badge to let them see that, oh, you have done this, and then for what you have done, you are rewarded. Of course, in education, there's what we call reward, there's what we call reinforcement. And so once you reward them for that, they come with new ideas. And these new ideas will also enable them to have a pure understanding of where they are and where they want to get to. Now, it should be competitive. Competitive, not that we know you have this constructive competition and destructive competition. I'm talking about the constructive one. Like, oh, you have done this as a group. This group has done so well, better than this group. But that notwithstanding, what this group has done will surpass the group next time, and we look forward to that. So they are climbing through the leaderboards by answering space-related topics. Then they compete in virtual space races with their classmates. Now, that is what we call the VR, that's the virtual reality. I know it's very expensive, but we could take them out to experience some of these things so that because we are preparing them for the global platform. So if we are preparing them for global platform, then it is very germane for us to look at how we can probably, like somebody said here on the YouTube page, that they improvise. You should improvise an idea of the imagination of what they want to experience. So exploration quest, like, okay, you can make them embark on a virtual tour. Then they begin to look at some things. Most times they have games on their phones. And these games, you can also enhance them with space information. So at most times, there will be suggestions of games that are related to space exploration for them to play. And once they do that, then they are going to grow more on this particular education about space. And then don't forfeit the part of teamwork. Let them collaborate, just like our director said that teachers are the architect of the future. The TGPS told us that we are the architect of the future. And if you are looking at the future, then we should be looking at space exploration. We should look at it and we should educate them so that we prepare them so well for tomorrow. And then designing effective gamified space education. Now, this is the way I have drawn out the table to make us see how we can design an effective gamified space education. Number one is you have to draw a curriculum that should align with space education, okay? So then you incorporate the real data, okay? How often do we do this? how many of them will be interested. Now, we don't force it. We should encourage them to be part of this so that at all of it, we will have a pure understanding of what we are trying to look at. Then make sure that they can access some of those things you want to provide. Okay, if the materials we are providing is just for 20 persons, then don't involve 50 persons. They can take turns in threes. Like, okay, at the end of it all, whatever materials they have now, the next batch are going to have theirs. And then also look at when best they learn. Look at when best they learn. Space exploration might be so abstract to some of those blacks, but of course, we have to make it very interesting to them. So you can't be teaching this particular topic in the afternoon. Looking at it, you will probably be looking at some people who are almost trying to go home. So you should look at when best to take them through. And if you must look at it in the afternoon, then you have to look at how much work of games you are going to introduce for that. Then you match the game objective to learning goals. We have our objectives and we have the learning goals. What do we want to achieve? Are we building a future of explorers? Are we building a future of this space guys who want to go to the space? If that is what we want to build, then we should look at what we align in terms of the game we want to prepare. We can also use an actual NASA mission information. I think if you visit the NASA website, you are likely going to be finding materials that will help so well for our learners. Then, as teachers, you should be ahead of your game, because if you want to teach them a game you don't even know how to play, then unfortunately, they are going to beat you to it. Don't forget, these guys are natives of digital world, while you are just an immigrant. So, as the natives, if care is not taken, they are going to chase you away. So, the best way to do is first have a pure understanding of what you want to take them through in that particular game, so that you can also make them go through that, and then you can explore with them. So design for various learning styles. Now, that was why I was asking about the learning styles you use. So don't be universal in your design. So if you are preparing a scheme for them, also have an understanding of those who don't have this visual enthusiasm. Now, these are people who don't see the way you see things. They are exceptional in their own ways. They don't deal with others. They are just separated apart. But you have to also incorporate them in your planning. Nobody should be left behind. The level at which they will learn will be different, but they should not be left behind. So you should balance the fun and the education. It's not all play. Make it a play and an education. Kids are very smart. They will want to sway you in the sense that they want to play continuously. But please, what the mission is to let them get educated about this space. But if they want to play, make it related to the material you are trying to let them see. Then you can integrate live space imagery. Yes, I had to do that. There are some live space imagery. You can just go on AI, and that will be of great help to you. Then provide multiple difficulty levels. It is very important that you provide multiple difficulty levels. These are levels that, okay, you have succeeded in this part, let's go to another stage. Now, I have mentioned about virtual reality, which of course is part of the technology for you to gamify space education. Virtual reality, and there are mobile apps that you can access for quick learning anytime, any day. Then you have the AI-powered learning. AI is really working waves now, making waves in education sector. Take advantage of it. I must tell you, sincerely, you cannot hide away from AI now. So it is better we begin to embrace it and we get ahead before our students begin to grab it and then they begin to use it against us. So the best we can do now is we look for AI-powered learning, like you personalize space education with just an adaptive AI. Of course, we have generative AI, then you have adaptive AI. So you can tailor that challenge to each student's skill level and interest, because I told you, while you are trying to grade your students, they come in different grades. So if you know those who are high performing, you grade them. The low performing, you grade them. Those who are midway, you also grade them. So you design all these things customized specifically for their particular need. So what is the future of a gamified space education. What's the future? You see that we have a blockchain of credentials. Yes, you get rewarded. Like you go ahead, you earn verifiable space education certificates, then you can showcase your achievements with secure digital badges on the blockchain. Just like my sister, she's been to the US, she's been to the LSI, that's the Limited Space Institution. So for that purpose now, she's going to earn a badge, and then she continues, and then she set the pace. And the same way, we can also do the same. So if you get to do all these things, you have a future, and then you can begin to get a 5G enabled simulations. You begin to look at it from another perspective, another angle. So, and then you talk about inclusive space education. Then you now bring space education to understand to undeserved communities. There are communities, after you are done so in District 4, now you set a target. Okay, I want to do for my classroom. After your classroom, you are done, then you are going to the other classroom. After that, you have done for all your school. After your school, you go to another school. After the other school, you go for your zones. After the zone, you go for other zones. After the other zones, you go for district. Before you know it, you have occupied almost all the classrooms in Lagos State. Why? Because you have gamified space education. Then we can now begin to talk about partnership with institutions. There are industries that are interested in people who have produced those who have space education knowledge. Like you have a knowledge about space, then we are very glad to employ you. And then by the time you do that, you can partner them, and then we begin to raise a generation of people who will be purely interested in the tomorrow of our space. So I don't know if I have any question, because I have just 1 minute left. 1 minute left. If there are questions you want to ask me before I run, because I have been given 12 to 20 minutes. Yes. Any question? Okay. Yeah. Somebody is saying that you cannot hide away from AI. Thank you. Yes. Daniel Shegun said your classroom must be friendly. Yeah, I love that. I love that. Ensure game aligns with lessons. Thank you, Olufunke Jolaya. Yes. It shows that I have very active class here. They've been responding so
Yes.
positively well. That's
Yes, they're
beautiful.
very, very attentive. That's
Yes.
cool. That
Yes.
shows first century educators.
Thank
In
you.
initial I was like, how do we pull this through? I mean, but see, don't be afraid to take it there. You never know until you try. Thank you so much, Mr. Fash, as I finally call you, for this fantastic presentation. We appreciate you coming all the way to do this. If you have any questions,
Yes,
you can
I saw
drop
a
them in
question
the
there.
chat.
She said, what's blockchain credentials?
Okay.
She said, what's blockchain credentials? Okay. So you have this badges you receive. For example, now, if there are some LMS, learning management system, that you have, that they offer programs just like LinkedIn Learning, you can apply for certificates on gamification of space education. Now, when you do so, you get a certificate for that. Some give you badges. Now, when you get those badges, the more you get them, the more you form a blockchain. Now, these are adding to your reputation, your credentials. So that's why it is called a blockchain credential. I don't know if I answered that question for you. That question was from, I hope I can still see that. Okay, but I can't. Okay, but I hope I've
If there
answered
are
the
any
question.
further questions, I will compile them and send them to you.
Thank you so
So
much.
we are going to have the next speaker coming up shortly.
I
Thank you
appreciate
so
you.
much
Thank you.
for taking time to do this. We appreciate
Thank
you. God
Thank
bless you. All right, welcome back, everyone. So right about now, we will be going into Vanessa's presentation. Vanessa is my Brazilian friend who is also taking time to join us to educate us on this event. At this event, I will share my screen shortly so that we can see Vanessa's presentation, right? So Mr. Fashakin can stop his share. Okay, great. So in a minute, I'll be sharing Vanessa's presentation. So I want you to chat in there. Thank you, Mr. Fashakin. Help us thank Mr. Fashakin, distinguished noble colleagues of the Center of Excellence. We appreciate Mr. Fashakin. Please say it in the chat. Thank you for your time, Mr. Fashakin. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. Are you chatting that? Are you chatting? Thank you, thank you, thank you. So in a couple of minutes now, I'm going to share my screen. So Vanessa Oliveira will be speaking. I want you to confirm to me if you can see my screen. Let me check the charts. Oh, awesome. Can you see my screen? Let me check. Okay. So it's loading. You should be able to see it anytime from now. The internet and it's unstable, but you should see me see my screen anytime from now. So it's loading. Okay. Can you see now? It's loading. How about now? Can you see now? Awesome. The internet instability is on. sometimes can affect. Oh, okay, thank God. So I'm presenting. My internet is pretty unstable, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So it ought to be playing now. Okay. So I guess the unstable internet. Oh. Okay, let me stop sharing and start again. Perhaps it will help. I stopped sharing. Let's see. So one moment, please.
You want me to do something?
Yeah, I wanted to play her presentation, and let me send it to you, Mr. Fash.
Okay. All right. Previous skip of work for.
Yes, my internet is behaving. My internet is behaving, and it's taking a whole lot for it to come up. I guess it's because the internet is really messing up. Okay. Okay, can you see me?
Yeah, I can just see a blank screen here.
It's quite black. I'm wondering why that is, but let me stop my video and then come back and see.
Space education. Now, the key game element for space education.
Okay. All right, can you see me now?
Your face.
Can you see me now?
Yes, I can see your face.
Okay. So I will share my screen again. Hello, teachers. Welcome to the space science training for District 6 and all teachers in Nigeria. They are joining us from anywhere in the country or outside the country. Yeah, like it's media. Need to share with us. So
meeting with the teachers from their country during the Lemon meeting in July. So I'm very honored to be here to introduce you a project that it depends only on your passion.
Let me see. Can you see my screen now?
Imagine I teach the two subjects. I have been these teachers
No,
for
it's just blank.
So this preparing them for it is very challenging for us to
Hello, everyone. Can you see me now?
Yes,
Okay.
I can see. I can see you.
Okay. So I am going to share my screen now. Are we still on the live stream? The internet instability is really messing up, but don't worry. We have these things recorded and you will have access to the recordings on the YouTube channel so that you can always make reference to it later on. Okay. So up next we have
Great. Yeah, great. It's coming up.
Mr. Antonio. Mr. Antonio is also a Limitless Global Educator Ambassador from Brazil. We will get back to Vanessa's presentation later, but in the meantime, we shall be watching the presentation from Mr. Antonio. He's an English teacher of over 44 years, and I believe we will learn something from his presentation. So let's go. Hello, teachers. Welcome to the Space Science Training for District 6 and all teachers in Nigeria. They are joining us from anywhere in the country or outside the country. We are delighted to have you in here. I have Mr. Antonio from Brazil. He's an English teacher and he's going to be sharing it.
To a project that everybody can do it. It depends only on your passion through education. I have been an English teacher and science teacher. Imagine I teach the two subjects. I have been a teacher for 40 years. It's a long time. So what I'm going to present to you is something that I had the idea when I was an ambassador at Space Camp in the USA in 2017. And I apply here in Brazil, and it's up to you. You can apply anywhere. It depends only, again, on your passion and your true love for education. Okay? I'm going to share my screen with you to go project. That's it. So, the name of my project, I joined for exactly so again that time you can get opportunity. We have many kids working, studying, in public education. And most of them, they have no possibilities of having access to science. So based on this, I create the project. What is this? I challenge my students and the teachers that work with me to bring science this is the moment I start talking to the students. I challenge the students who wants to be involved with me. And then this is what the reach group that decided to start with. It was really that's what we went to, we chose the outskirts of the city, very poor environment. That's what the first meeting we had with the principal. We start telling the principal, hey, can we do a project here? My students, it is the most important thing. You teachers, you are just a mentor. The real teachers are your students. They will form a chain of knowledge. They will teach everything based on what they learn, and they're going to teach the kids there. With this, we start, look how many students I had. In the beginning, we start teaching physics and chemistry and biology. These were just my students that were volunteers in physics. And that is the first group of kids we taught. It was amazing because in this picture, there was a guy that said, hey, teacher, if we're going to chapter, can you see our picture? So, what is it? Take a look. You don't see me as the see my students, the ball students, they are the I propose and what is for I don't give them topic for them. They have to search. So I give them some sites. Basically NASA, I use a lot from NASA.gov where we can have a lot of space activities for them to use. My students, they have to learn and prepare to teach the kids, the poor kids. They have to give them hope. They have to teach them how to do hands-on activities. So as you can see in all this, they are the teachers. With this, we transform in activity number 1, the hands-on. These students in yellow t-shirts are the public schools we teach. As you can see, everything is so practical. Our students learn, they get the idea, they share the idea, like everything hands-on. They teach and it was formatted in a very big science fair. Those are sorry, thermology, volcanoes, nutrition, all the things that exist. 80 years old, 9 years old, but they learned hands-on. And this was transformed in a very nice science fair. These are my mentors. They dress like scientists. This gives them, you can imagine how this gives power to the kids. They know that they are changing the society. And then they, with a group of students in yellow that they taught, were 41 volunteer students in the first year and 25 students helping. As you can see, look, everything hands-on. Then in 2019, we adopted 2 schools. We were very happy to adopt 2 schools. Inspiration for the kids. And the second school was every thought. Again, this was transformed in a class. My students teaching them. Transformed again in a class. Look, some students created, some students learning this was really amazing. More pictures of the fair. It was really great. Then 2020, we were very prepared for more challenges. Let's adopt more schools. More schools were ready. We would help 150 students. We would teach 150 students. Look at my number of volunteers. And another thing, the students are volunteers. They have no grade. They don't receive presents or absence. They go to their heart. They use the Friday to teach. But we're not expecting. And they came and say, that you teach on the grade you can have. We was not going to the kids COVID, but we teach them through internet. So we create our statement. It's very easy for you to create it. It's called Proficiência à Distância, distance knowledge of science. The moment that we discovered this, the vice mayor of my city wants to do a live with us. Wow, you are creating something for the kids, even being COVID. Yes, we are ready to. Look, this is our channel. What you can observe, there is no Antonio Myers doing the videos. The videos were created by the students. This is the most important thing you can have in your mind. Your students, they are the leading actors of the process. Then I propose the students, we create a channel, we record a lecture, we were into channel television, and this is an example of a lesson created by a student. Then there is the students talk about very simple. Look how much you produce it. We produce it in 2 months, 8 classes, 27 classes of science, 12 of math, 17 of history, 12 of geography, and 12 classes English. Who are the teachers? Students. Students teach students. This is the real process. Then during the COVID, this is a lesson for you. You can do a science fair. You can create a channel. your students will love to create the video to teach the other one. 2021, almost the end of COVID, we decided that we could continue teaching, but we couldn't go to school yet because of the COVID. So I proposed to students, let's produce site. What site? I don't know if it's but the end of COVID, the students wouldn't go to public schools. The schools had to provide for kids. So they prepared school to get the food to take home because both of them were hungry. Then what I decided, let's create the size kit and put at the door of the schools. So when the parents come, they get a kit, they take home, and the kids have something to do during this year of COVID. This is what we call conhecência in Cordel. Look, we produce it. When I say we know, my students, the volunteers, 170, 60 volunteers. Look, all the materials for them to work with science. We helped 140 students. How was it? Look, kids were hanging on fire. The kids arrived, or their parents come. They gave materials, so they had something to do at the end of COVID. This was activity number 3 for you. You want to make kits? You want to spread the kids take it, and they can take science home. Look how happy they were. This is the door of the schools. They could get the kids. So for you to remember, first, something that would be a science fair, students teaching students topics, lesson plans for NASA. 2, we can create a channel where your students can be the masters. 3, you can produce kits to distribute for the ones. Then in 2022, what is another idea? This is the president of our agency. He sent us a message, but this is in Portuguese, just for you to know that you need support. And this, teachers, another advice for you. Me as a teacher in Brazil, I can't depend on everything. I have to run this. I have to run to get space for my program. And then I'm not ashamed to knock on the doors of authorities, of people that are, this man here is the president of Brazilian Space Agency. How I found him, I searched in Google, I searched the telephone of the agency, I phoned them. You don't know me, I'm a teacher, I want your support. So don't worry, go for it. This is what you have to do. Then, this is not for you to see, this is a video for it. Then, I want to show that science is fun. So this is activity number 4. Then, yes, what is activity number 4? We decided that we want to show the students that science can be fun. So this year we transformed it in a funny conhecência. This is the name in Portuguese. Look at my students. This time they produce a show, a science show. Again, who is the actor of the process? Our students. They teach the others. We can't do this. We don't have power. Take a look at how to get electricity from the potatoes, how to make a kind of pH reaction, how to talk about magnetism. Everything funny. The students made a great show. This is some pictures of the moment we used to go to the schools. So activity 4, you can make one project of transform science in a fun moment for the ones learning. 2023, it was time for space. So we decided that we could have hands-on activities, but just connect with space. What we decided to do, we transformed in conhecência espacial, or space conhecência. This These were my volunteers from last year. And the first activity that I proposed to our youth teachers, they had to create a mission badge. Each group of students has a mission, like going on the moon, modeling solar system, touchdown, technology, and the group of students they have badge. This is a great activity for you to use students. It involves growing our research. So take a look at each group has his own badge because we were talking about space. 11 missions. How was it? I don't know if you could see this video, but it's very simple. This is how we spend our afternoon. Teacher, student, teaching the other kids. All space activities. Wow. And the most important, how it works. I just give them the site, nasga.gov. I propose it on Google Drive, the legal site that they have to be here in the project. And we are part of clinical teaching. This is a great opportunity that they are giving us to give opportunities for students in Nigeria and Brazil to get better at science.
Awesome. Thank you so much. This is fantastic.
I say thank you for this opportunity. Okay. And if you need, I have everything, the drive with the project. I can send you for you to use to your teachers. I have the drive this year now. Space was last year. This year, we are working maker. It's Conhecência Maker. My students, they are going here. We are producing time using psychology. So it's not that every year we have to learn to be creative. And the most important, what you and your teacher have to have. I never think science. You that are watching. You can't rethink. You can use the power to bring the students together. If you don't know about to talk about science, propose other activities. But the most important, we have to inspire our students to go for it. They are the true leading roles of the process.
Awesome. Awesome. Fantastic. I am glad that we share this in common. I don't go to class and start talking, telling them everything I know. I just tell them the topic, I tell them the learning objectives, divide them into groups, they work it out, they present it, and I learn from them. So this is the way to. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Got great talk with you here. For you to chat about the because it is very important for us.
Yeah, when I'm back with the astronaut, the one with the mission.
Okay, this one. Yeah. Okay, let me just give a break here and you. Okay. Perfect. That was nice for me to share with everybody here in Brazil. And it's a pleasure to be with you. It's a great moment. You can count on me anytime.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And we're going to take this to our teachers and we will have them reproduce this in their classrooms and we can reach more students, we can inspire more students, and the sky is just the beginning. The stars are just the beginning. Thank you so much.
And you know, thank you. Was something that I learned is that normally when I do my lectures, I learn it very well. I met a very big man, and it was up. It was also very good. Share with you. Share with you. More than 40 men. He was older than me. When it you had wrong, he was one that had you help. Last guy, he was like a friend. And at time and five to talk to you, okay, don't make the connections really. Unfortunately, that last year, but I learned from him that I always want to tell your teachers about it. There was a day that he was talking to my students.
Okay, so you're welcome. Okay. Hello, everyone. Can you? Okay, so a new link has been made available, and we will come back into the Zoom class to continue the summit. So I'll see you in the next one. So I am going to go in. I've made a new link available now, and we can only take 90 in that new class. So I will see you there shortly. We will make the recording of Mr. Antonio's presentation. We will make it available. We'll upload it and you will be notified in the class once that is done, right? Okay, so I'll see you in a minute.